Hold on, just please. Okay, so that done. That is done. So the next thing we're going to do. So you can stop sharing your screen. I just wanted to see that you got what I was saying. You can stop sharing your screen, so I can
Okay.
share my screen. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to style is we're going to style our H2. I don't know. Do you have H2 or H1 in your
My
in,
my code.
yeah, do you have H2 or
I
H1?
used H2 and H3.
Okay, H2 and H3, cool. So we're going to style your H2 and your H3, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to start your H2 and your H3 now. Let me see my screen. Let me share my screen. Doctor, please. Okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So for your H2 and then your H1, you see after your container,
Mm-hmm.
your H2 comes next. So we talked about font weight. We talked about bold, normal, and whatever. We talked about it last week. And then we also talked about the color. So the color for this H2 is actually this pop. We're just going to use purple because like I said, this method of using colors is a bit advanced. So let's just stick to purple. All right. And so for your H3, I think you can remove this text center aligned because it's already aligned. So we don't need that. So we want the font weight to be bold. So we also gave it a border because where's that website? Hold on. This is it. So let me move it towards us. Hold on. Because if you check here, you can see that there is this border. You can see this white border around it, right?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about it last week that this is how you create a border.
Yeah.
So that is it. This also represents the color white. So it is a 1px solid white border. If you check it, see 1px solid white border. All right, and it has a padding of 20px. So definitely that means that the space up here is 20. The space here is 20, 20, 20. All right. So and it has a border radius of 4. That's why it's rounded at the sides, because if you check the side here, it's rounded. All right, so if you want yours to be more rounded, you can increase the value of the border radius. So I'm just going to give you the code for this two now, so you can add that to your code and save it and check if it reflects.
Okay.
So I'm going to put this in the chat. Anything, please. So let me know how that works out. So I hope you are trying to. I hope you're copying it and pasting it. You're not trying to type it.
No, it hasn't been sent to me yet.
Oh, okay. I thought I had. Oh, I thought I had clicked on the send button. What's going on? It's not sending. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. Pretty sure I'd sent it. Okay. Oh, so I have to go and copy it again. So, okay, this is it. Copy. All right. So you should have it now. The
Uh,
H2 and the
yes,
H3.
I
Talk to, talk to. Anything for me?
okay. I'm done. I'll
Okay.
share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Mm, yeah, I can.
Okay. Let me save it.
Okay, so go back to your VS Code. Let us change that H2. Let's change that right up to white because it's on a purple background. Yeah. So let's change the color of the text to white. Yeah, so save it and let's go and check. Okay, I think this is better. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so let's go back.
Should I stop sharing?
Yeah, you can stop sharing. So the next thing we're going to style is your button. Okay,
Okay.
we're going to style your button. So do you think the website is looking good to you?
Yeah, yeah. But I think I'm good. When after the lesson, I'm going to change like the heading, the H2, the H1.
Okay, I'll change it to whatever you want. Okay, so for your button, so we've selected now. Um, when you're styling a class, just to be clear, when you're styling a class, that's when you have this full stop. When you're styling an elements like H2 or H3 or paragraph or section, you don't need a full stop. Okay,
Okay,
you just go ahead and select that element like that.
okay.
All right. So that's
Yeah,
why this button doesn't have a full stop. So we're going to give it a background color of, I think the background color here is what, so here is purple, but you're using a purple um background, so you can use this color. So instead, we're going to just make it white. I think white looks great like that. What is going on? Sorry. So we're just going to make this white. Okay. So
yeah.
we're not giving it a border. All right. We're not giving it a border. The font size is 18. That's the size of the write up. The border radius, the part that makes it rounded like this, because right now it's pretty square on the website, but to make it rounded like this, we give it a border radius. We also give it, okay, we can take this out. That just makes it all capital letter, or you can decide to leave it if you want to. But this text transfer uppercase just makes everything becomes what's it called? Becomes capital letter. Now the color, this color here represents white. So sorry. Can you still see it?
Yeah.
So this color here represents white, but because we're using a white background, it's better if we use black or purple. Let's use black or purple. Choose one.
Black. Let's see.
Black, so that it would show, so that it would show up. Because if you use white, you won't see it. So we're going to use black. So normally all buttons should be display block. No. Oh, okay. I mean, if we display it block like this now, you might not need the BR elements that we had to put a space between the button and the link, right? You remember we had to use
Yeah.
the BR elements. Okay. So but when if you don't want to use a BR element and you just want to style your button straight, when you use this display block, your button automatically moves to the next line. Okay, because the button is an inline element. When you say inline element, most if you notice most elements when you write a H1 and then you go ahead to write the H2, automatically by default the H2 moves to the other line, right?
Yeah.
That is because they are block elements. But the button element is an inline element, so it doesn't move to the next line. So we have to style it and say, okay, we want it to become a block element. That's why you have this here. All right. So you can decide to leave it or not. So it has a padding, it has a you can this transition is, let me go to that website. This is like really advanced, but I'll still tell you what it does. But it's advanced, so you don't really need to learn that. If you notice, when I move to this button, you see the color kind of change. When I move out, it's different. When I move in, it becomes faded. When I move out, you see that?
Yeah.
That's the transition. That's what's called transition, and that's what the styling does. It fades out. You know what it means when something is opacity actually means fading out. Let me
Okay.
put it like that. So that's why you're seeing opacity 150 MSEs and all of that. So you don't need to understand this, and you don't need to include it. But if you want to, that's up to you directly. All right. So it has a box shadow. This color here is black, so don't pay it any attention. Let's just make it black. Black shadow black. And it also has a margin. So the margin, because if you check it right now, the space between the link and the button is too close. But this margin gives it a space. So there's going to be a space on top of the button. So you will see a space between the button and the link. So that's basically all for. So I'm just going to put this in the chat so that you can copy it, and then maybe we can go into what we have for today. What's this? Sorry, hold on, because I'm not going into depth. I'm not explaining this in depth because I explained it last week, and this was
Mm.
supposed to be our point. All right, so you can style your button, and let us check your website and see if we need to style any other thing. All right, so please expand that. Let me see very well. No, expand the page itself.
I can't hear you. What did you say?
Expand the page itself. Let me see it. Make the page bold so I can see if we need to do anything on it. Yes. Okay. Do we need? Oh, your write up is short. That's why it's looking like this.
Yeah.
So, what color is the border? Did you change the color of that border? Because
Um.
that's supposed to be white.
Okay.
No, it's on the H3. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's white.
Yeah.
It's, Can you make it 2px? Let me see.
Okay.
2px solid white. Okay, save it and let's go and see. Okay, now it's showing. Okay. All right, fine. So, um, anything you think we should style again?
No, it looks good so far.
What did you say?
It looks fine by me.
All right, so let's go into what we have for today. So, you just have what you have right now is a. You can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
What you have now is basically this page. The only reason why yours is not long is because number one, your picture is not as long as mine, and you don't have as much write up. That's the only reason why this is not long. All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to move it from this profile page. I want it to look like this. Let me show you. Doctor, doctor. Oh no. Mm. Okay, so I want it to become something like this. All right.
Okay.
All right. Something like this. Okay. So this is this is done with something we call grid. It's called CSS grid. Okay. Let's go there. W3 school grid. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly, sorry, explain what a grid is and how you can do it. Because you're going to do it before you go. Okay. So this is what is called a grid. Yeah. This is what is called a grid. It's just basically how do you want your site to look like. You go to a site and you see this is the header. They have a menu here, and I think this is the way you see this entire W3 website. You can see this header. You can see here this is a header, right?
Oh
They have
yeah.
a menu. Yeah, you can see the menu at the side, right? You have the main, and I think the main is what's you see this corner after the menu, and then they have something here on the right. And if you scroll down to the end, you have a footer, right? So it's just basically the layout of a page and how you want a page to look like. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you can decide that you want this is a I don't really think that there is any website that has this kind of layouts 1, 2, 3, 4. No. All right. In our case, we have like two layouts. So let me just make this two. Okay, no, just to learn what this is about first. Hold on.
Sorry. I would like you to be for reference. So, we can use
Yes, ma'am.
Emerald Zone websites.
Okay.
Also, is let it be in the pool of references that you can use. emeraldzone.com.ng. That's the website.
Emeraldzone.com.ng. Okay. So Emerald Zone has navigation at the top. Website is loading. Okay, so while it's loading, we'll come back to that. Sorry, hang on. Uh, okay. So different websites have how they are laid out. All right. Like I just told you, this is a layout. This almost looks like WWC. This looks like the website we're looking at. This one I want you to replicate. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Sorry, honey. Okay. So this is a two grid. There's one here. There is another one here. This is two. One, two. Sometimes it can be three. Let's see if Emerald has three. Still loading. Okay, it's loading.
Wow, we need to do something about that, right? The loading time is
It's
quite
taking
lengthy.
long.
I didn't think it was
Yes.
this. Maybe because I'm used to opening it, so I really didn't used to. Once I click, it opens. Maybe the
Mm,
images are heavy.
yeah, because they're the one taking time to load.
Yeah.
So Emerald Zone actually has like a very simple. Although I don't know what's in this top part, it's still
There
loading.
are
I'm guessing it's
sliders.
an
There are
image.
sliders.
Sliders. Okay. So there are
Should come up.
sliders here, and it could be my system again. Cause all right, it's up. So basically, sometimes a website might not need a grid system. It might just be straight to the point, section after section after section. But sometimes you might need to put in a grid. If you have to put a picture like this, most times pictures like this are done using grids. One, two, three, four. So that's a four grid space. One, two, three, four. You have to if you're going to put pictures like this, it has to be grid. Okay. Um, this is also done. This is also they also use the grid to do this. Is one, two, three. Sorry, I think that's a six. What is going on? Why is it? I need to. Oh Jesus! Sorry, please hold on.
Okay.
So I have to get charge my laptop now. Ah,
Oh,
can you see my screen?
oh no. It's on.
Okay. Sorry, hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. Good morning. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I hope I didn't do anything. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. So I was saying, you can see this our services here. It's also a grid. Can't find my cursor. Okay, I
This
found it.
is what I've made.
So this
So
is also a grid. This service,
I'm looking at this.
this our
I'm doing I'll take care. I'll quiet and I'll be back.
Okay.
Why is it not talking?
She's on mute. She wants to go and get the charger.
Don't switch to
There's
some
some
focus on
JavaScript at play. Sometimes you have to use grids when you're doing.
Islamic man.
Jason, please, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm on mute. Actually talking.
Hello?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I was wondering what's going on. Okay. So I was saying sometimes you have to use. Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you perfectly. Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yes, yeah.
You can hear me now.
Yeah,
Okay. You can still see my screen, right?
yeah.
Okay. So I said sometimes you have to use grids in this in you how to do that now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is 8 column grid. All right. Except you're trying to do something like except you're trying to do something like this, right? It's rare that you would have to structure a website like this. All right. But just so that you understand what grids mean, I'm just going to use this whatever to do it. Hold on. I think there is actually hold on. Can't remember if it was this website. Okay, I think this is better to use. I think this is better. I'm trying to find the best so that you understand
Okay.
faster. This is what I was looking for. This is exactly what I was looking for. So sometimes a website can be like this. Maybe this is the header here. You want this to be bigger, all of that, all of that. So I'll show you. But first of all, let's understand what the general idea is. All right.
Wait, so
So a grid
am
layout
I
must have
doing this on
parent
CSS?
elements. It's a mixture of CSS and HTML.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is a mixture of CSS and HTML. So this is the CSS. This is how the CSS looks like. Yeah, so it has to have a grid container. All right, you can see it here. It has to have a container. Whatever you have to put the entire div, the entire grid in a container so that it's easier to style. So maybe you want to make one bigger, you want to make two bigger. It's easier to style. All right, and then this class you're seeing here, because if you remove this div and you just say div one, each of the what's this called, each of the grid, it's an element on its own, kind of. It should stand. See, that's why each of them
Can
have
I
their
go to
own
the
div.
toilet, please?
Because can you what?
Can I just go to the toilet quickly?
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Hello? Hello? You guys are on mute. You're on mute. Hello? Hello?
Okay, you're back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. You should be hearing me now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
yes.
Why can't I hear you?
We can hear you. It has started again.
Please, can you? Okay. Now I can hear you. Parent, there is a parent element which is the grid container, and you can see it has a container, and you can see this div, you can see the closing div here. They are all inside that grid container. The entire grid is inside this grid container. Do you understand?
yeah,
Okay. And so each grid has its own div and its own class because you might want to style them differently. And as we go on, you understand what I mean by that. All right. So the class given to this grid is called grid item, grid item, grid item, grid item. You can decide to make all of them the same. The reason why it's the same here is because we're styling all of them the same. Do you get? In
yeah.
case if you want to build, if you're going to build a grid like this, you can't give all of them the same class names. All right,
Okay.
because of course this is going to be bigger. So if you're going to select one class and make it bigger, you this can be bigger as well. So but let's just do this one first. Okay, so the first thing you want, that's the HTML. That's all about the HTML, except when you want to put things in there. All right, we'll get there. So you first have to, take the grid container and then tell the browser that you want to display it as a grid. Because if I take this out, let me take this out first. See how the browser displays it. Okay, cut. See, the browser does not know whether or not it's grid. The browser is just going to display it like a block element, just like this. So you
Mm,
have to explain to the browser that, oh, I want this to be grid. I want everything in this grid container to be displayed grid. And then it becomes grid. You see that?
yeah.
So even if it's two, you tell the browser that, oh, I want to display this as a grid. Okay. And then there is a property called grid template columns, and this deals with the number of columns that you want. This is one column, two column, three columns. So you have auto. So when you use auto, I'll teach you another method. When you use auto, you're just telling the browser that, hey, I want it to have three columns, and I want these three columns to be can you hear me?
Yeah.
You have three columns, and I want these columns to be the same size. All right? The
Okay.
same size. So sometimes we also use something called fraction, which is what I will advise. One FR, one FR, one FR. So that simply means you want to have three columns and you want them to be equal fractions, equal sizes. Now, assuming I want to make this second column bigger, I can tell the browser, okay, I want one FR, two FR here, one FR. When I run that, what happens? The middle column becomes twice the size. I can tell the browser I want this one to be three times the size, because one fraction represents one column, represents one size. All right. So if you want twice the size, you can tell the browser I want two fractions this size, and the browser. So this is one fraction, two fraction, three fraction. Let's run that. Okay. So you have one fraction which is smaller, this is bigger, and this is because this is times three. Do you understand the math?
Yes.
Okay. So now, but we're just going to make it one fraction, one fraction. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
background color is just basically that blue color you're seeing. If I make this black, the background color becomes black. It's just the grid container. Sometimes we rarely use this. Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't. But most times it's always white when we do. Because you check most websites, it's always white. All right. So now it's
Okay.
white. It's always looking like this. But let's just leave it at blue because I can't remember what they used. All right, simple. Oh, I don't like this color. Sorry, I don't like it. Okay, let me leave it at black. and you have the padding. So remember when we talked about padding, and I said padding is the size inside. Okay, if I make this 20, it will become bigger. We talked about padding last week. You remember?
Yeah.
Sorry. So okay, this is actually the padding for the grid container, not the grid itself, because we are dealing with the grid container. I forgot as well. So you see, we're dealing with the padding for the grid container. So this is, let me make it bigger so that you see it very clearly. You see?
Yeah.
It becomes bigger. Sorry, hold on. Please give me a moment. Hold on. Sorry, just hold on.
Okay.
All right, I fixed it. Okay, so this is the padding, but it's very rare that you would use this much padding. Where is it? It's very rare. So most times it's just you just leave it at 10. Okay, or you don't even give it. I don't think. Let me see what happens if you don't give it a padding. Nothing. Let me see. So even if you don't give it a padding, it's still fine. All right. But
Okay.
just in case, you might have like, yeah, there are special websites that might require you to have a padding, and then
Okay.
you can do that. If it has, you will come back in Jesus' name. All right. So that's it. So now we also have to select for the grid items, and now this is touching the individual grids inside. Okay, so this color, let me change this to another color, background color. This color you're seeing, this gray color behind, I'm so sorry, this gray color behind is what is the background color. If I make this, let's say I make this white, it becomes white. All right, that was gray before, now it's white. If I make this red, if I make this red, it becomes red. Okay, so you can turn
Okay.
it into whatever color you want to. Okay, and so you see these borders, these are the borders. It has borders. That's the 1px solid black borders you're seeing. We talked about borders, and the font size is just how big the write up inside. If I'm going to write, my name is Jason. Okay, let me run this. My name is Jason, and this was why I was saying that they all can't have the same class names as grid items, because what if okay, let me make number 2 here. My name is Itoha. So what if I want to make, I don't want to make Itoha, I don't want to give Itoha a big font size, you know? Hold on. So if I run that, my name is Itoha. So if I'm going to make this font size 50, okay? You see, both of them are big, but what if I only want Jason to be big? I don't want my name to be big. Very simple. I just give Itoha, I just give mine a different class name, and I go and style it with a different font, okay? So that's
Okay.
what font size is. And you can see everything is in the center. If you don't text the line to the center, it would by default move to um, the left. So this new Chrome is confusing me. You've upgraded. Okay, so if you don't put, say everything moves to the right. If you want it to be on the left, you can align center to the left as well. All right. So that's just basically the gist of it. So how do you get yourself? How do you now create something like this with different? And that's how we created this. This is two. This is a two grid system, and I will show you how to achieve this now. But I just want you to understand what grid is about first. So hold on, page is loading. All right, fine. So you can see that in this case, right? Now they all don't have the same grid name. You can see there are actually two classes here. Okay, so let me make that clear that a div with a class can have two classes. You can have two. This is one class grid item. This is another one grid item. Item one grid item two grid item. So why it is done like that is because, of course, there's going to be a general design for all the grids, but there are times where you also want to style something separately, so you have to give it a different class like this. So in this case here, where I did my name is Itoha, because I want all of them to have this same grid format. But now I want to change my name. I don't want my font to be this big. So imagine if I give it another class and I said item, I give it a class of item two, right? I give it a class of item two. So right now the font size is at 50. So I can come here, select item two. I told you when you want to select classes, we use full stop. Select item two, and say, oh, I want the font size to be 30 px. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if I run this, I hope I got that right. Oh, sorry. There has to be a semicolon here. Item two, sorry. It's supposed to be item two. So if I do that, you see, this is bigger, this is smaller. But the grid items still have the same characteristics. They all still have red backgrounds. They all still have the border and all of that. But now I can make this one smaller. So that's the essence of giving it a second class name. All right, just like they did here. Okay, because you can see there are going to be different stylings. So how did they do this? Oh, this is pretty advanced. So let's go on. Let's come here. Okay, let me remove all of this. And we're going to put your websites in a grid. All right. So this is
Nice one. You need a charger. You need a charger. Do you need a charger to charge it? Do you need a charger? Do you want to charge the iPad? You don't want to charge it. Should I charge it for you? Hmm? So take this one.
okay.
Don't spoil it, okay? Yes.
Okay. So this is the entire code base. Let me copy it here. I'm going to paste it. Okay. So why are there so many windows open? Hold on. Sorry. Okay. So let me paste it here. And this is what it looks like, right?
Okay.
Let me paste the CSS. Mm, mm. So I'm going to paste CSS here. Okay. So this is what your website looks like currently, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to turn it from this to this. All right. So when we talked about the grid system, sorry, hold on. Let me open the actual code of that one so that I know what I'm doing. Mm, so hold on. It's going to come now. Mm, Hello from the other side. Okay. So that particular website, this one I'm showing you, it's a multiple page website. You can see there are other pages here. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here. So that's why you have different, you have several HTML pages there. All right. So
Yeah.
it's coming on. Hold on. So the page you're working on is the about page. That's where it is. Yes, the about page. So basically, if you look at the page, the picture itself is in one. The picture itself is in one grid, and then the write-up itself is in a different grid. Okay, so let's see how that works here. So, okay, this is the navigation bar. Okay, this is where it starts. So don't worry if it doesn't make sense to you right now. Just hold on. This. Okay, so now let me make this two. Oh, I already deleted this. Too bad. Okay, no problem. I'm going to have. Let me hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find the easiest way to do it so that we don't overwhelm ourselves.
Mm.
No, this is not the easiest way to do this. Sorry. I'm going to use grid intro. So I'm going to start with creating a grid first. Ah, I've moved to another place. This is what I'm looking for. So we're going to turn this into a two. We're going to make it just two here. All right, so this is two grid, and they are both equals. Now you can see that there is a third space here, and that's only because we've told the browser that we want three columns. Okay, if I make it just two, that space will automatically disappear. All right, so we're going to buy, like I said, I prefer to use the fraction method. 1FR, 1FR, okay, like this. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now we're there. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to, so this is the first one. I hope it comes back up. Hello? Hello.
Hello?
Okay, yes.
I can hear
My
you.
Yeah, I just wanted to be sure that Jason can hear me. All right, so I was saying, so you see
Yeah, I
how,
can hear you.
yeah, so you see how it is structured now. You see how it is
Yeah.
structured. So we're going to replace. If I remove this, this is the only write up in there. There's going to be nothing in there. So now we're going to take and copy it out here. Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to find where I kept it. Okay, this is it. I have to delete something so I don't get confused. Sorry, give my system to do. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, still waiting for it. Oh, I've closed that. Okay. So what we're going to do is that we're going to copy everything except the write up into one grid. So I'm going to start with the H2, H3, and the HR, which is here. I'm going to copy this first of all into the first grid. I think I can take this away. Yeah. So into the first grid here. Let's start with that first. Okay. All right. That's one part there. Just don't pay attention to how it's looking now. It will definitely get it right. So take the second one. So everything but the picture. Everything but the picture. I don't know if that's Jason or director.
Sorry, I keep disconnecting.
Yeah, I can see that. But you're back now. I'm trying to
Yeah.
expand this browser because it's looking very funny on this side. Browser is not expanding. Okay, hold on. So it's looking no, this is what it's supposed to. I'm trying to do this. It's supposed to be able to do this so I can expand it. I don't know why it's not doing that. It's not giving me the opportunity. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. So hold on. It's here now. Okay. So I'm just going to have to do it somewhere else. So what I did was that I just copied the entire code base without the picture and I kept it
Okay.
in one grid. Hold on, I'll show it to you again. So let me see if I run this. Okay, so maybe I should. Oh, it's still loading. So hold on. Maybe I should expand it first before I do it. Let me see. Okay, this is also not. Maybe. Hold on. This is working. It's working here. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, so let me expand it first before I. because it won't display where if I'm not able to expand it, and I don't know why it's saying I can expand it, but it's still loading. Hmm. So this is working well. This is working very well. Them to work well. This is not working. This is not working either. So I can close this. It's not working. Can close this. It's not working either. So let's find one that's working. Let's see. This is not working either. Okay, maybe we should use VS Code. I wanted us to do it somewhere where you can see it as I'm doing this, but since the website, I don't know if it's my phone or the website, I really don't know. Oh, okay. I don't know why. So let me try again. Let me try again. If this doesn't work this time, then we use VS Code. I need to be able to expand like this. Comfort. So it's loading. Yeah, I have to use VS Code. Mhm. So let's go to VS Code. All right. So I'm going to open a file here. I'm going to call it json.html. Okay. So this is it. I'm going to. So I'm just going to put everything in there. Okay. So no, this is not what I want to use. Are you still with me?
Yeah,
Okay, so we have to switch to VS Code because I don't know what is wrong with the site. It's not giving me what I want. So let's view this on the browser first. So I'll try to see if I can put them together side by side. So I was waiting for the browser to start. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so you can still see it like this. Okay, and so let's see it on the browser. It's not showing on the browser. Okay, it's coming up now on the browser. All right, this is how it looks on the browser. Okay, so like I said, we want to make it two. Sorry. So first things first, we're going to make it just two. Okay, so Now it's just 2. And then we're also going to, let me remove all this. I don't need all this. Okay. So we're going to make this one fraction because we only need 2, one fraction. All right. Good. So I said what
Yeah.
we're going to do. Is that we're going to copy the entire code aside from the picture. You don't copy the picture, you copy every other thing. Because if I check it here, the only thing that is on the right side of the grid is just the picture. It's just a picture. And the entire write-up is here, the button is here. So let's do that. It might look weird because I know that we have a container, but we'll fix it. So we're going to copy everything except the picture. So you copy this, right? Copy. So we're going to put it inside. We're going to put it inside this. This is one div, and this is the second div here. The only thing in the second div is the number 1. So this is the div container, the grid container. Now this is the first div, and we're going to start putting our HTML in here. All right. So go back.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, I'm avoiding copying. I think I stopped here. So I'm going to avoid the image entirely and come back here. Continue copying everything down to the link. All right. I'm going to copy that. Come here and paste it. Oh, I still copied. I actually copied the picture. You know what? Okay. I'm just going to, that's no problem. I'll just delete it. So I'm not copying those head, body, and styles because I already have it in my VS Code. So I'm just concerned about the elements. So I'm going to put everything in here and then delete the picture. Okay. So everything is in here, but the picture isn't supposed to be here. So I'm going to remove the picture and actually put the picture on the right. So the picture is supposed to be inside this other grid where 2 is. Paste it. Okay, let's go and see how that turns out. Oh, there's a problem. There is a problem. I think this is the problem. So my VS Code is letting me know that there is a problem, which I'll come back and fix. Okay, so there's a problem really. Okay, so hold on. Oh, okay. So that's another thing you have to know when you're coding. You're always going to run into problems. It's normal. You just don't panic. You just figure out what the problem is, and then you deal with it. So for the sake of time, I'm looking for the short way out. So I'm just going to use a tool to help me so that I don't keep you here trying to figure out what the problem is. I'm just going to use a tool that I used to work, so I don't keep you here. Mm. Just of trying to figure it out. This is a short way out. Okay. So let me do this. Okay, now I see the problem. I was putting this inside the container. No wonder it was giving me problems. So let's do this. Let me use another one. Okay. So I'm going to delete this. Okay. Sorry, hold on. I'm almost done figuring it out. Then I'll explain to you. Okay. Okay. So because of the styling, so I'm going to remove this HR that we have here from the code. I know that there's a HR in your code, but we're going to have to remove it because it looks weird now that we're putting it in a grid. So we might not need to put it anymore. This one HR gone. What's the other one? HR. So let me see. Okay. Aha. So let me explain what exactly is happening here. Okay, let me go to VS Code. It's easier on VS Code. This VS Code is telling me there's a problem. Okay, now you see VS Code is no longer showing red. So basically what we did, we put the two of them in a grid. Okay, the container is still there. So we still have our div container. So this is the left grid or grid item 1. You can call it grid item 1, but this is the left grid. And you can see we have our H2. Jason, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this can also this can also act as the grid container. All right, you can still name it grid container. Grid container. Okay, yeah. So that's the grid container. And so we have the left grid, which has all the write up. You can see this is all the write up here. This is all the write up down to the button, right?
Yeah.
Down to the button. And now this is the right grid or grid item number 2 that has the picture. Do you see that? All right.
Yeah.
So in the styling that we did, because the reason why, if you check it out now, this is how it looks. Oh, I just ruined it again. What did I do? It was looking okay, and now I ruined it. Hold on. Oh God, I ruined it. Okay, I can always go and copy it again. So I have to copy this again. I'm sorry, because I ruined it. Oh, okay. I know what the problem is. Grid container. We have to name it grid container because I changed the name there. So if I go back, okay, so now we're back. All right. So now it's in one grid, two grid. So basically, we designed the grid container. We have told the browser to display its grid, and then we also gave it but now this is showing 2FR. I want this to be 1FR. I want it to be the same. Let me see. So now you see they're the same. 1FR, 1FR. Okay. Now they're the same. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
So we didn't talk about gaps before, but let me show you on this browser here what gap means when you say something has a gap. Okay, so if there was a gap here, gap 30px, All right. So if I put it like this, you can see this is the gap. That's the
Okay.
space. Let me make it 10 px to create a space. See, now it's 10 px gap. So if there was another column under, there will also be a space under. And that's why when we're checking emerald zone, this I said this was grid, but this has some element of JavaScript if I'm not mistaken. Okay, let's no points again, but yeah, this is a gap. All right. So we have a gap in our own here, 20 px gap, and that's why you see that there is a space in here. There is a space right here. Okay. And so after that, we now started styling the individual grid. So the left grid has a padding of 20 px and now a border, but we don't need this border. That's why you're seeing this weird line around it. So we don't need that border. So we're going to remove it. Okay, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, on both the left and the right because it's on both of them. So when I remove the border, this is how it looks like. So it's almost becoming this website. Sorry, this one. You see? It's almost becoming it. Just aside from this is what I'm looking for. Now this is what we have now. So we're still styling. We're still styling. Okay? And then so the image was 100%, and the image was we just styled the image to give it a maximum width and a height. All right, so now let's go and put our CSS from what's it called? Our CSS from the website itself. Let me see. I think I've removed everything. Okay, I think it's in the charts. The one for H1 and H2. So we're going to add the existing CSS that we already have. Are you hearing me, Jason? Jason, hello? Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been talking since. So I said when we were using this, when we're building this page, right? We had a container, right? And this was the styling we gave that container, right? All the styling that you can see here. But right now we don't need the styling anymore because the new page we're building now has a grid container, and this is the styling. So you don't need that anymore. You don't need the purple background, you don't need the border and everything. So but you do need the H2 and the H3 because those are still there, and then the button, you still need those styling. So we're going to copy that styling and put it there. Copy, and we're going to put it in the VS Code. Okay, with our codes like this. Okay, so let me see. So if we save that and I come here, okay. So there is obviously something wrong with this. Oh, okay. Now I know what's wrong with that. Mm, We have to put everything text aligned center so that everything can be on the center. So I'm going to give you this new. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this new code. Don't worry, so that you can look at it because I'm going to give you an assignment, but it's not going to be It's not going to be on this one, so you don't get code. But I'm still going to give you this code so that you can look at it later and try to understand it. So if I come here, all right, so now everything is, no, I don't want it like this. I like the way it was before. So let me text centered. I don't like it like that. So let me see. So there's a reason why the H1 is in a different place. H1. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to remove the strong elements. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay. So yeah, this is how it is right now. So I'm going to use something called an inline element, inline styling. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just show you. So if I check, if you come here, you see how it is. This is here and this is here. Now I want both of them to be in the middle. I also don't want this to be this color anymore. Or let me check the original site. Okay, so this is, let me just check the original site and check the styling instead of stressing ourselves. So how do they style this? Okay. Oh, this was, I used Bootstrap for this. That is going to be a problem. This is Bootstrap. Okay. So obviously this is much bigger and this is also bigger. Okay. This is in a section. So what we're going to do is that we're going to put these two in a separate section because I want it to appear like this. So we're going to put the two of them in a separate section so that it can appear like that section. Do you understand what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, I'm going to give you this entire code and I'll tell you what your assignment will be. Okay, so I put the two of them in a section. It's still the same. I don't know why. Is there a styling on the H2 that makes it different? Oh, okay. So this has, let me remove the border radius and the border. Okay, so we actually don't need all this anymore. I don't need this color anymore. So let me remove this. Okay, no wonder. I was wondering why it was looking so weird. Aha, so that makes a lot of sense now. So what we can do to make it look exactly like this, all right? First of all, we have to put a margin here. If I am not mistaken, there's a margin on this side and there's a margin on that side. And because this was built with Bootstrap, it's going to be tricky to figure out how much margin they put there. So what I'm going to do is, okay. Okay. Okay, so it's a 30px margin, 30px margin. Okay. So I'm going to put 30px margin everywhere. So we're going to put a margin in the left and the right grid, margin 30px. And so when you want to build, maybe you have a website that you're trying to replicate. So I'm going to put another 30. Let me first see how this looks like. Okay, now 30px, 0 30px. So this is 30px on top. So what I want is, yeah, 30px on top. I want 0px at the right, I want 0px under, and then I want 30px at the left. Okay, so let's see how that looks like. It's not enough. Okay. This is me building this website from the start again. So that's the thing, you experiment and try to figure out what works for you. I need a space on top of that thing. Margin top. Let's see, 100px. It's not reflecting. Oh, it's actually, oh my god. No wonder, I was wondering what was happening. Okay. Aha, so this is what I was trying to figure out. So I want to put a margin on top here. Let me see how the original page looks like. So in the original page, there is actually a margin here. Okay, there's actually, this navigation bar is going to be your assignment. I already sent you that link to do the navigation bar. So this is going to be your assignment. You just watch that video and you do it. So first things first, let me see the properties for this H1. For this H2, inspect. So the H1 has a font size of 64, and then it has a line height of 80px. So we're going to copy that, a font size and a line height. Okay, so that is what's H2. So we're going to say H2, H2, and we're going to give it those properties. Max width, no. Okay. Oh, this was the wrong place. Oh no. Okay, I'm going to have to do it again. So I made a mistake, I have to fix it. Okay, this is for the image. So this is for the image, and then we have to get one for the H2. So I'm going to be copying the styling from the page here. So this is how they styled their H2. Okay, so the H2 has a font size of 64, and then it has a line height of 80. So let's see that. Okay, so now it's obviously very big, it's much bigger. Okay, and what else? So bear in mind that the font is different because this is a paid font. So let's see how they did H2. What's the styling for H2? So for H2, it has a font size of 18. Sorry. It has a font size of 18, and yeah, that's all. I think the default size is 18, so we're just going to leave the H2. We're pretty much going to leave the H2 like this. So my name is Itoha, blah, blah, blah. So the next thing I want to do, if I check the original here, this is almost on the same line with this right up here. Okay, so let me check. But this is down. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this image down by creating a margin at the top so that it can come down a little. So let's do that and that is on the right grid. So I'm going to put Let's put a margin. Is it supposed to be a margin? Let me check it. Let me check this image. Mm, okay. Mm, margin of 50 px. Are you following what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it like this for now because you're still going to have to put your navigation bar on top and it might give you problems if I don't stop. So let me leave it like, oh, let me change the button. All right, so now the button is going to have a different kind of styling. Let me see how they styled this. So you see how the button changes to white. That's a transform, but like I said earlier, it's advanced. Let me copy. So that means I have to change everything in the button. So it's still going to have a color of purple though. It's going to have a color of purple, but the radius color white and all of that. I haven't taught you about button hoover. Okay, this is it here. We have to put a margin on top of this button because it's too close. Margin 20
Jason,
px.
how are we doing? I hope you're getting it.
Yes.
Okay, do you know that because the class is live streamed uh, on the
Mm-hmm.
YouTube channel for CodeZone, most of
Yeah.
the time you can actually go back and listen to your class. Do you know that?
Okay.
That's why you keep hearing the live. The It's now live streaming going on. So this particular session, when you are, or any of your previous sessions, when you are done and you feel a bit confused on what was done, since everything is being recorded, you can easily go to YouTube on Code Zone channel and then check. And if you
Okay.
need any clarification, you can always reach out to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how your website is going to look, all right? So we're going to turn what you have now into this, and then your assignment will be the navigation bar. I already sent, do you want me to send you that video? You need to watch that video and see how they did the navigation bar. Even if you don't figure it out, next class will do it, but I want you to try it first.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Hold on. So what you're going to do now is that you're going to share your screen. So I can stop sharing. You're going to share your screen, and then we're going to turn your all right. So I eventually left the meeting. All right, share your screen. Share your screen. So your VS code is what I want to see. So put your HTML code. All right, good. Um, So you are going to hold on so that we don't spend a lot of time here. Just create container. Does that make sense? All right. So you see where you have um div class is equals to container, right? I'm going to drop some. Can you delete that?
This one.
Yes, delete that. So I'm going to drop something in the chat and you replace it with that. Okay, so I've put it in the chat, so replace it with that. Right on top there. All right, good. So you don't have a picture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, that's D. Hmm, okay. So hold on a second. Um, hold on. D. So here after this D end, can you put? Please, I'm still talking. Can you go back? Yes, thank you. So hold on. I'm trying to read the code to be sure there's no. Okay, fine. So you're going to put another div because now you have two div on top, so the bottom has to have two divs. The bottom has to have two divs after the button here. Put another and the closing div with a slash. Yes. No, just one. Good. So I'm going to put something else in the chat. So this is just going to be, this is the image you're going to have to use until you put your own picture there. Because I want to be sure that what you have is right. I can always delete this immediately. But I'm going to put something in the chat now. So copy it and then you paste it after the div that you just wrote. All right. I want to be sure that the structure is right. That's not, no, you didn't do that well. So go back and copy it because you didn't copy it well. Here, delete that. Yeah, delete that. Delete the last div. So go back and copy it again. You're supposed to copy it from the top. Jason, you're supposed
Yeah.
to copy it from the top. Go back.
Oh, all of this.
Yes, all of that. Hold on. Okay, so right, great. All right, so save it and let's check it on the browser. Save it and let's see what the browser has to say. Okay, nice. So go back. Let's delete that weird line. So, like I said, delete the two HRs you have there. Go to where your image is, where you don't know. So delete the first HR. No. On top, your own. Yes. After the H3, there's a HR there. Delete that. Yeah. Yeah. Delete the image source and the other HR. Delete
That
everything. Yeah. Delete that. Delete the image because you're not going to need it there. You're going to need it where I just placed my own. Delete that, please. Delete that too. Now save the page. Is it saved? Okay, close all those, close that space in between. Yeah. All right, good. So now I am going to give you the styling for the grid. So hold on. Styling for the grid. So first things first, you have to go to your CSS. So delete that container styling and the H2 and the H3. Delete that. Okay, delete everything because everything is changed. Yeah, so delete everything. Alright, fine. So let me put the styling, first part of the styling. Oh, sorry. Sorry, hold on. I went to start sharing screen. Okay. So the first styling is there. Copy everything from grid container to the right grid. Copy that. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to be sure that I can see. All right, good. So now I'm going to give you the other one. All right. So the button and the H2. So copy from the button the image and the H2. Political certificate to listen. Okay, so what do we have? Please, can you move your cursor so I can see? All right, save this. So go to your browser. Why is it not moving to the, go back to your browser. Go back to your VS Code. Go back to your HTML code rather. So I'm saying right grid. So what's the problem? What exactly is the problem? Sorry, hold on. It's not supposed to give you a problem. So I'm looking at your code. I'm trying to figure out the problem. Hold on. So left grid container, left grid. Okay. Okay, go to your VS Code. I mean, go to your CSS.
Okay.
Scroll up. Scroll up, please.
No more.
Okay, that's not the problem. Yeah, don't worry. Okay. So go back to your browser. Let me see. Can you reload this again? Because the image is supposed to move to the other side. And even the...
It's not doing.
Yeah, I can see that, and I'm wondering. Because even the characters are not reflecting. Okay, so go back to your VS Code.
Okay.
So scroll, let me see, styles.css, and it is saved. So what exactly seems to be the problem? I don't understand what the problem is. Grid container. Um, go back to the HTML, please. Sorry, I'm still trying to figure out what the problem is.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm trying to figure out what the problem is. Scroll down. Oh, okay, scroll down. Oh, okay, I get what problem is right now. So you see that you see the button, right?
Yeah.
You see the button. There are two divs there, right? You're going to have to delete one closing div. It's supposed to be at the end of the code. No, the button, after the button, there are two divs. Button,
Yeah, I'm trying to look for it.
below. The button is at
Oh,
down.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So delete one. Yeah, delete one.
Now should I say?
No. I said a closing div. You actually deleted an opening. You know what? Hold on. Can you hold on, please? All right. Where your cursor is, where your mouse is right now, that div there, click on it. Delete that closing bracket. Only the bracket. Delete that, yeah. Delete this, yeah, delete that slash. Okay. So yeah, where you are now, close that space first. Where you are, close the space between the div and the class, right? No, close it. Yeah, close the space. No, please delete that div that just appeared. Delete the bracket. Yeah,
Hmm?
delete the closing bracket. It's supposed to be div class. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, so scroll down to the end. Now there has to be another closing div after that div. Yeah, has to be a closing div. Yeah, so put the closing div there. A closing div with a slash. So just delete yeah, delete that one that doesn't have a slash. Put a slash there. Delete the
Quick interruption. Itohan, don't forget that you're sending me a link.
okay. The link.
Should,
Yes,
should
class
I?
link.
Oh, is this? We can still use this one, ma.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I've not shared it yet, but are you sure?
yes, we can. Jason, please go down. So delete the body. It's not supposed to be there. You just need two closing divs there. Yes, that's all you need. Now save it. So let's go and check the browser.
So quick reconfirmation. Are we? Is this what we're using next week with Jason? Should Jason still expect another link?
No, I think we'll use this.
You have sort of sorted it, so we'll be able to repeat the same link.
Yes, yes, because it's working today, so it should work next. There's no reason why it should not work.
Okay. I mean, I would still send it to him, irrespective of if it's changing or not, so that we are consistent.
Okay, no problem. So, Jason,
Yeah.
so go back to your VS Code. Why is your H2 not as big as I want it to be? Scroll back up. Let me see how you wrote your H2. That's H2 and H3. So go to your CSS. So I need you didn't copy the styling for H2 and H3. For H2 rather, just H2. So check the chart. There's a styling for H2. Did you copy the one for the image? I don't think you copied the one for the image. You only copied the button. Yeah. Okay. So save it. Okay. Yeah. So you're going to replace this image with your own picture. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to replace this with your own picture. Do you have any questions so far about what we've done?
No.
All right. So your assignment is that I sent you a link on how to create a navigation bar, right?
Okay.
Yes, you're going to create a navigation bar.
Yeah.
All right, now. So if you don't have any questions, we can go.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
Direct. So fast.
Why you're tired? I just thought I should just come and say, okay, are we to that? You can stop streaming now. Can you just stop streaming?